Okay, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are in this game that I have played a few times before, and probably a lot of my viewers have played many more times. We're going into our first actual dungeon, if you will, of the past, rather. This location, Site 16 here. If we touch these rats, they're going to steal potions from us, which is not that bad of a thing to have happen to you, but it does kind of suck. Oh, thank you for highlighting that chat display thing. Excuse me. So yeah, we want to take out this plant thing first if we can, because as you can see, it heals these enemies. And while these ruin stalkers are kind of nasty, a little bit, they do damage anyway, they're not that bad. Actually, I don't think they do anything except for that basic attack, so disregard what I said. They are nothing really to worry about. I must have been confusing them for something else. Sorry, it happens all the time. Hang on, I got an itchy spot on the side of my dome here. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. Yes, okay, yeah, this rat is guarding the Berserker Ray. That's a pretty neat piece of equipment that will berserk a target, increasing their damage output, but making them uncontrollable, and causing them to just swing wildly. So we can take a look at... We'll throw it on Chrono for a bit. Oh, it boosts his attack and defense, too. Nice. Well, I mean, I knew it boosted his attack, but I didn't know about defense. So, let's have a look at this and see how this pans out here. It's probably not going to be a problem if you can just one-shot these enemies, so... You know, one of the fairly few fights where this is not a bad idea. Okay, so I guess it... So, it causes Protect as well? Or is that just a matter of, like... Because usually Protect has one of the color borders around it. I think it frames the sprite in yellow, if I recall correctly? Don't quote me on that one. But I believe it creates a little yellow frame around the sprite when they are protected. So it's very strange to see that marked in the status window there. But yeah, we're not going to use that, even though it probably isn't going to be an issue if we do. We're switching back to our speed belt, and we're going to just try to deal with these fights as fast as possible, really. Okay, let me press buttons, please. I healed. Damn. Damn. Well, we should be fine to do things this way. Chrono, take care of the healer. You know, shoot the medic first and everything. We've all played a video game of any kind whatsoever, almost. You always got to get rid of the healer as soon as possible. Otherwise, well, you won't have such a great time, that's for sure. And hey, there's the silver sword if you didn't get one earlier. If you did, that's just a freebie that you can sell for a little bit of cash. I'm pretty sure that this is one of the old RPGs where things where the sellback price is half what you would pay for it in the store. So that should be 2k gold. Not a huge issue because, like, money in this game is rarely a huge squeeze. Occasionally it might come up, and if you're like me and you buy infinite amounts almost of any consumable that you can get your tiny little hands on, something like that will happen. But on the other hand, I don't think it's going to be too much to worry about. Something. So 2K is a pretty solid, sizable chunk of change for us for quite a while. Alright, so we're going to sit back and we're going to let these things heal. Yeah, let both of them take an action so that way we don't waste any of our turns trying to destroy these things. Luca, would you like to not have your targeting thrown off by having a different enemy entirely die? That'd be great. Yeah, not much to worry about in any of these fights still. We do find a few things here and there that are a little bit requiring some strategy to deal with. But it'll be a minute before that's even a real going concern. Now, I have a feeling that these crater enemies resist fire for, you know, reasons that I'm sure you can guess by their body shape and their resemblance to a volcano. But I don't 100% know for sure, so I won't chance it, however, because we're gonna deal a fine amount of damage to these chuckleheads anyway. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that is a good formation for our purposes. Chrono and Marl both gain a level. And we carry on to the next room. Ah, yes, here we go. These are our first enemies where we have to actually kind of be concerned about using magic. And by that, I mean we don't do any damage to them with our non-magical attacks. Actually, just to give you a bit more information, I'm going to demo that by magical, I mean that it has to use some sort of elemental attack. Like, this Cyclone attack is going to do absolutely nothing to this thing. Yeah, see, it's just going to miss. And I didn't really demo physical attacks failing on it, but that's also a thing. They only have 1 HP, though, so they die to literally any spell that you can throw at them that deals damage and has an element. So, you know, they're not going too hard on us when they're teaching us the basic gameplay mechanics. You know, while we're still over here trying to figure out how to hold a controller, they're not going to punish us too gruesomely. Although I always thought these dudes looked really cool. I will freely admit, and this is going to probably upset a few people, that I am no great fan of Akira Toriyama and his art style, or really anything that he's ever made. Yeah, see, there you go. There's a spell failing. You know, I'm not really that into the Dragon Ball franchise, like, at all. But he did do a couple of pretty good bits for this in terms of artwork and all of that. So, hey, credit where it's due. You know, I certainly wouldn't call Toriyama, like, a bad artist or anything. For anybody who's like, oh, it's saying that... Wow, that's a little harsh even for me trying to shit talk what I expect out of a lot of people. I think that at least some of them would be like, oh, he, as opposed to noticing the they down in the tags. But I digress. You know, like any of those people are going to have any semblance of respect for anyone on level. This mutant enemy, this thing has 300 HP? Yeah, it has a lot. This is a chunkster for this part of the game. And it's got kind of a gross design. I mean, look at the top of the head that's, like, skinned, revealing its skull. Or possibly just Maybe some sort of exposed brain-like organ. That's even more horrifying, honestly. Either way, it's quite a gnarly design. Right, so this is just a circle. If we go this way, this isn't a way anywhere. Yeah, it's just a little sideways digression there. Oh, now you're just being rude. Alright, so I haven't shown off Aura World, by the way. Let's take a look at this animation. Which means that eventually, yes, I'm going to have to waste a turn doing Hypno Wave. I mean, I've wasted turns at this point already just for fun, so it's probably not that big of a deal. I'm just being a baby about it. Yeah, so let's take a look at this animation. I feel like demonstrating as much as possible with this game because I do enjoy this game quite a bit. Granted, I'm sure I'm playing this to an audience that's, you know, already deeply familiar with all of it, so... There may not be much use for doing such a thing, but... Oh well. Let's do it anyway. We've got Aristome here. Over here it's called Site 32. Yeah, it used to be called Lab 32, which is what I was thinking. We got the abandoned sewers. We should probably check in at Aristome real quick and see what's up in this particular jurisdiction. Well, I hope you've got an Enertron, because I don't feel like using anything else to heal with. We got somebody who's dead, apparently. A couple of other people who are just in despair. That sounds about right. Here's this old man asking us, yeah, we came from the ruins. Hey, we got people who crossed the ruins. What? Serious? And everybody, they don't quite crowd around us, but you'd sort of expect that they would. Look for the food storage facility down below. Oh boy. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. Proto Dome and an old abandoned factory site lie to the east. No idea what those are, but thank you for letting me know about that. That means it's going to be plot important soon. Reach the continent to the south through the sewers. That's where Death Peak sits, the source of all this devastation. Really? Oh, I'm sure we could fight him decently enough. That he wanted to monitor it. Interesting. So maybe that dude knows what's up about this terrible future. Oh yeah, you know about that crest door. Nothing works on something else? But is there another one or something? Doan, a descendant of the former director of this information center. Information center, huh? So that's something that would be worth us taking a dig through. This dome's substructure holds a supercomputer and a food storage facility, but the robot guards are still active and will not let us through. Oh, geez, that's unfortunate, but it sounds like we're gonna have to fight some robots pretty soon. Yeah, we've got some money. And we got gold coins. You can chuck them at people, and it'll hurt them, possibly. We're gonna sell our items over here, even though I feel like selling to people with probably this little seems a little bit like a dick move, but... You know, you got any equipment for us? Lucas already got a pocket blaster, iron helms, iron suits. So it's all gear that we already got, which makes sense because of reasons. That's these panaceas. These will run us. We're probably not going to use a ton of these, but anything to remove status ailments. You know, 20 is probably as many as we'll need through the whole game, almost, but fuck it, we'll take them. Does the map look like a chibi person? I have no idea. Probably just something they accidentally made it look that way, and, you know... Sometimes things just happen and you accidentally... Sometimes you accidentally draw a human shape. You know, sometimes you accidentally draw a dick. I'd say most of the artist friends that I have probably know that, but I think most of them do that on purpose, so that's not the same. Guy who left across the ruins. Oh, I guess that dude made it across, huh? Or did he go the other way? Alright, so we'll take a quick save, because we're probably about to throw this boss fight that's coming up entirely by showing off its gimmick. Nice to see such spirited young people for a change. There's not a ton of young people here to begin with, so I suppose seeing young people at all is a bit impressive. Here, can we skip the prompt for this and just enter the password? No, we have to actually grab the password proper. No sequence breaking for us. That's a shame. Somebody just made a rat statue. Anyone approaching the food stocks is subject to attack. Oh boy. Boy, am I glad to hear about that. I suppose nobody around here has any sort of EMP creating device, do you? Thunk. Oh boy. It's big and it's nasty, that's what it is. This is the Guardian. Unless they changed the name of it. No, it's called the Guardian and it's got pods. I think they used to be called bits in the original. But here's what happens when we shoot the main Guardian. As long as there's these pods left, it will counterattack all of us with the Delta attack. And that does so much damage. This thing, when I was a kid, this was the first thing that I actually had any trouble with in this game. The first time, this thing beat the ever-loving dog piss out of me. Which is kind of surprising, because it's not actually that hard. However, I think maybe there were a couple of times where I just attacked the middle a little too often. If you attack the mid part while it's got only one bit up, I think it does an amplifier attack, like you just saw. Or as it was spelled amplifier in the original, F-I-R-E as opposed to F-I-E-R, which I think I just saw it as. You know, making sort of a pun with the laser, you know, firing its laser and amplifier is funny. It's counting down, that's just a countdown to when the bits come back. Which we might be able to damage race it. Probably not. We're probably going to have to deal with the bit phase a second time. But once it's at 1, we're going to just stop taking turns. And we're going to let it revive the pods. Because I don't want to get interrupted and have it, like, sneak in a revive between when one of my characters does the attack. And because if I eat a Delta attack counter on just BS like that, yes, the amplifier is spelled correctly in this version. I don't like it. Go back and refuck it. And to think, there are people who complain about Ted Woolsey's translations. Then again, you know, there are so many people who are so deep into the weeaboo shit, who are like, oh man, I only want the direct translations from Japanese. And yet, those are also the exact same people who are throwing a bitch fit over Bridget in Guilty Gear Strive right now. Like, oh, Bridget doesn't say that... Well... Okay, so this is gonna hurt me a little bit to say it the way they would. They would say that Bridget wouldn't say that he's a girl, but obviously, you know, we have a brain here. It's supposed to be that she says she's a girl. You know, that they'd be very upset about it and say that Bridget affirming herself as female is not a thing in the original Japanese script. Except that the original Japanese is actually more blatant about it. Which is, you know... Then again, I'm pretty sure that a lot of these people would probably also be really upset about what happened to Shinzo Abe, which says kind of a lot. In Japan, Shinzo Abe being murdered and the murderer saying that it was because of his connections to the Moonies has turned a lot of people even harder against the Moonies. It has, oddly enough, as far as I can tell, not awakened a, you know, extreme right-wing contingent in Japan. Wow, it's almost like we're kind of the worst nation here in America, but I digress. Anyway, the party found a seed. I've been talking over the whole plot. And unfortunately, all of the food has gone off, probably because the refrigeration system failed a million years ago. Does this dude's corpse have anything to say to us? A note is written on a soiled scrap of paper. That rat is more than just a statue. It knows the secret of this dome. Catch it. So, this is the tutorial for have you learned how to use the run button. But of course, we're on the DS version. What run button? We have a button to walk instead. And this can be a little bit crusty because of the sharp cornering and these thin rails. Like, see, we failed that, but we also got hung up on turns for, like, a few frames in a couple of places. And I turned way too early. I gotta use my head here. Let's reset that real quick and get back on the girders. I am Bender. Please insert girder. Tell me the password. Press and hold the L and R button, and then press the A button to activate the switch. If you go and change the control scheme around later, you'll have to figure it out on your own. Yeah, thanks for telling me, buddy. And yes, that is an event flag, by the way. We couldn't, as you've already seen. Again, having input display on here would be really smart, but unfortunately, I haven't gotten around to that, and I don't know if there's a method of doing it using my current control style. Which, as we already know, I'm using DS4 Windows to allow me to use DualShock 4 with Windows. Let's clear out all these bugs. You know, who's gonna complain about a little extra experience? I think Marl still doesn't have her provoke ability yet, or whatever it's called in this version. But we'll see that whenever we get there, which shouldn't be too far. That's some sort of status effect attack, and I don't remember what status it inflicts. Sleep, maybe? Either way, though, easily erased, and there's the skill that we were just talking about. Marl learned Allure. And as you will be able to see, yes, our tech trees have run out for everybody at this point. There will be a way to fix that fairly soon, so don't worry. We've got an exterminator and 2 rats. The exterminator has a decent chunk of HP. We probably shouldn't have killed that rat immediately. As see Marl slaps her butt, and it may confuse an enemy. But it didn't work on the robot, because it's confused enough as it is. As you probably could tell by the fact that it just shot one of its own allies. Pick up that mid-ether and go around back to this big old metal door over here. It looks like it must weigh a ton. Oh, that's a nasty low hum. A version 2.0. These were called Proto 2 in the original version. I remember that. The Exterminator, I want to say was called a... I want to say it was called a bugger in that version, which is a really great name. There is a debugger enemy, by the way, so it's not like... So I think that's supposed to be the pun is that, oh, we've got debugger and it's opposite. But on the other hand, you know, maybe naming an enemy fuck is not such a good choice. Although it does make me laugh like a 10-year-old when I get to mention it on stream. Because that's about my mental age in a lot of ways. Oh, that just left the rat with 1 HP. Wow. Nice job, Exterminator. You really, you did a bang-up job there, buddy. Oh, Exterminators. They are a very, dumb enemy. But then again, we're early enough that real threats aren't much of a thing. We'll find some nasty shit when we go in the sewers, which we're gonna do because there's good items to pick up there. We can't really do anything at Death Peak at this point. That's just sort of, we can get a little bit of a look forward at the plot if we go over in that direction, though. We can get, if you will, we can get a sneak peek, if you will. However, I believe now that I've said that, most of you won't. Okay, yeah, that is the location where we have to enter the password again. Same password. All right. Come on, dude, get out of the way. At least wait until after we enter the password. I think that would be a great way to have the fight start, is the enemy comes down after you do the input. But that's just me. And maybe it would be kind of terrible. Alright, shoulder buttons, hit it. And that just leads us over here, so that's not super useful. I'm a fool. I didn't see the door over on the other end of things. Oops. I don't know if you know this, but my vision's not great. Excuse me. Here it is, the supercomputer. Or at least the partially decent computer. It may not even turn on. Gotta put in fresh batteries or something. East of here. Across yet another pile of broken down old buildings. And yes, Proto-Dome. We are headed in that general direction. Marl, don't turn into Dee Dee from Dexter's Lab, damn it. That's not a good idea. You may just make it explode. Oh, 1999 AD, visual record of the Day of Lavos. Huh? Well, it's a 301-year-old videotape, I guess. Well, I don't think we know that it's 2300 AD at this point. Oh, this is a pretty good piece of music, too. Just this dramatic organ. As this thing comes out of the hole in the earth that it made, this killer porcupine. Is that any weirder than, like, any other big boss in any Final Fantasy type of game? Absolutely the fuck not. It was Sonic after he took a lot of powerful substances. Well, I've got bad news. Marl, that's gonna be, Alright, Luca, do you got any bright ideas? We can change history. See, Marl is here with the best idea. Or the most idea, anyway. As Luca's just like, I think this sounds like a bad idea, but on the other hand... Yeah, I mean, obviously we gotta do this, right? Why would we not do this? Get back to our own time period and see if we can find any information about Lavos. Why would you think that it would be in our time period? However, no disrespect to what, you know, Marl being the real go-getter of the party, apparently. Like, wow. Props to her. Maybe she's secretly a Landale. Oh, God. I gotta stop referencing that. I'm gonna upset somebody by... I'm just gonna accidentally reignite the old console wars, aren't I? Actually, that'd be kind of fun. I mean, people already spend... A lot of people on the internet already spend 99% of their time there pissing and moaning about things that don't matter on Twitter, so... At least make it something that would be funny, as opposed to someone who, you know, like anything really, that any of the normal discourse. Replace that with old 90s style console wars, and that would be very entertaining for me. But on the other hand, I guess it would be like several times more belligerent. That is definite. I suppose that a lot of the youth of today would not really do very well in that sort of situation, would they? Although I feel like I sound like even more of an asshole than usual, being like, oh, kids these days wouldn't be able to, you know... Like, what, am I about to mention a Call of Duty lobby next? Anyway, joking aside, let us continue with this area. You know what? I'm gonna take this fight even though I don't like it on principle, because this enemy layout is kind of balls. Like, we got this split difference here between these two shadows, and we cannot line them up to get both in one hit, especially not at this point. There will be a part of the game where we will learn moves that hit everything regardless of where they are on the map, and that will be a happy, happy day, but it is a day that is quite a bit from this one. An amount of time. That's for fucking sure. As I just swear for no reason yet again. Yet again. Alright, down we go, down we go, down we go. Oh yeah, that barely does anything. Come on, game. Don't kid yourself. We see that attack 3 times and it hasn't worked even once. Wow, I thought Bug Buzz was a strong bug-type attack, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in this party's got soundproof. Except for Chrono. Ironically... Oh, see, there it is. It actually worked this time. And yeah, as I predicted earlier, it puts the target to sleep. Oh no, Chrono isn't going to be able to fight these incredibly, embarrassingly weak enemies that have a chance of sleep that is sitting somewhere around the 20-25% range. And that's all they can do of note. Like, at least dial that up to something a little bit more respectable in terms of chance. And then come back and ask me a question. I don't know what kind of a question you'd ask me, but you can do it. Ah, Luca dodged the laser that the rat couldn't dodge. Okay, it would probably be a little hard for anyone to catch. You might have to go back and, like, pause the video. This would be something more for the VOD watchers than for anybody who's watching this in real time. Did that animation have, like, the crossbow bolt spinning? If so, that's kind of fantastic. I find this amusing. Alright, old man. We found you a single seed. Unfortunately, somebody's already been raiding the pistachios, and they left exactly one for you. Marl, I think the level of dramaticness is probably a bad idea. You gotta explain to people a little bit better. Yeah, see, if the Enertron completely repairs your body except leaves you hungry, what kind of an effect does that really have? In some way, I guess. Like, once your stomach starts eating you, do you just... Like, would that ramp up forever or something? Guys, I would suggest figuring out how to fix that refrigerator. It is accessible now, at least. And we got the jet bike key. It's a key to a jet bike parked at the Site 32 ruins. I used to ride it when I was young. Hopefully it still works. I'm just sort of imagining this guy blazing up and down the highway on his motorcycle. Even as an old man, which is kind of a hilarious mental image. And we just shove this dude out of the way in order to be able to access the Enertron. Out we go, however, and we could go over to Site 32 and make our way down to Protodome and all that stuff, but first we're going to save right outside this here abandoned sewers. Yes, I said this abandoned sewers. Shut up. And we're gonna go in. God, I bet this place absolutely reeks. Better report to Crawley, huh? Is that a big bug? I bet it's a big bug. As we get these Dondragos, that's a strange name. They were called Nereids in the original. However, you can see that they're fairly hardy bastards, all considered. The sound effect, by the way, is absolutely fucked on these guys, and I don't know why. I completely forgot that for some reason, instead of the usual, like, bubble sound effect that they have on the SNES version, it's just like a shooting a tiny projectile type of sound. It's really weird. There's a bridge here. I saw it, I swear, Ribbit. What, it got up and walked away? One time I lost a cat. It just got up and walked away. Sorry, that's part of an old George Carlin bit, and I don't have his level of delivery, that's for sure. You don't say, guys. It's an old abandoned sewer. It ain't exactly gonna be nice. Oh, hey, there's a cat. Oh, hey, there's a piece of paper. The final entry reads as follows. Yeah, we're just skipping the entire diary, because why not? The fishermen attack if I make even the slightest noise. If any things would be like this, I'd have taken the guillotine any day of the week. The guillotine? Wait, guillotine? Is there like enough semblance of any government in this future to execute these folks? Oh, by the way, you know what? I'll show off all of these. We can take these fights. They're marginally annoying, especially because these enemy layouts are probably going to be a little bit all over the place in terms of level of how annoying they are. Also, the Nereids have lightning spells in addition to everything else, so let's see if we can't throw down some Fire Whirl here. And see how fast this kills these fuckers. Oh, that's enough to kill both of them that got caught up in that, so that's some pretty good damage out. I will gladly accept that. Oh no, oh god. It's a group of 4. That is a little bit terrifying. However, we should be able to Fire Whirl all 3 of these to death in a single action. That's some pretty good mana efficiency. See, sometimes these dual techs can be pretty great. It is, however, extremely hit and miss. Actually, should that be hit or miss? Well, maybe we're doing both at the same time. I don't know. Do I look like somebody who's smart here? Oh. Alright, so we got a piece of cheese here. And that will invite a rat into the proceedings. This layout is one that I'm not trusting to be any good for us. So let's take a look. Yeah. Take a look, it's in a book. Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book. Is that annoying enough for you? Well, don't worry about it anymore. It's fine. Managed to cast the spell. And it's not a ton of... I almost said not a ton of EXP. That is incorrect. It's not a ton of HP back. But did the job. It helps prop us up a little bit. I was expecting the rat to come back for some reason. Oh, this one's my favorite. It's a save point. It's not really a save point, obviously. And it just summons more of the angry fish people. Alright, so... Oh, they're too evenly spaced out. Fuck. Well, I guess this is just going to be a mache sequence. 138 HP. That is a weirdly irritating number. Right, heal everybody. Chrono is hurting a little bit much there. Alright, alright. Are we almost done with... Yeah, we're almost done with this. Who am I... Why am I asking you guys? You know that already. I know that already, too. Get these fishmen out of here, please. Alright. So with that out the way, let's go ahead and let's heal up and top everybody off. And make our way down the rest of this bridge. We got these nasty egg creatures that are called egg ooze. In the original, they were called, like, Egder or something. So kind of like Edgar, but Egder. Thankfully, a single slash kills them, so, you know. They're not that bad. Got a little hidden passage here. This looks like there's nothing here, but this is a switch on the wall, in fact. Like, you can kind of get a bit of a look next to it. I think it's supposed to sort of look like an old-style knife switch a little bit, but mostly all I see is the little LED next to it. Well, I'm assuming in-universe that it's like an LED. It's not an LED on your... It's not a singular LED that sticks out of your screen. Looks like you just have to press this switch and the bridge will extend across, yeah. As the underling's arms are too short. Use your tongue! Oh wait, no, the switch is in the downward position. That might be a little bit ungreat to use. Pop this chest open. What do we got? We got a Rage Band. Oh, the Rage Band is a fantastic item. The Rage Band gives us a 50% chance to counterattack anytime we get hit physically. So we're strapping that onto Chrono because the free damage is gonna be a lot. And we get to fight a boss here. There's 3 of them, and they're almost here. Yeah, I'm right here. That must be Crawley over there, huh?
Waltzing through the sewers like they owned the place, huh? Must have a death wish. We'll teach them a little respect.
Yes, we will.
Hee hee hee. Just let them come through here. They'll be chopped liver, pulverized. They won't even know what to call them when we're done.
I fucked that line up so badly.
Yeah. Har 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 har. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 hee.
As these idiots are so busy laughing, they don't realize that we're right here. Just watching them yuck it up. Now comes the time where we get to beat the living crap out of Sir Crawley. He's got a decent chunk of HP. I forget how much. Like, it's a lot for a regular enemy, sure, but it's not, you know, for a boss. I think he's spongier than Yakra. Like, he's probably got like 600-ish HP, I want to say. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure that his main attacking move, possibly even his only attack, is that thing where he gives somebody the nuclear suplex. No, he's got a real attack. But yeah, he does that nuclear suplex thing, which is what I'm going to call it, even though that is absolutely not the, you know, he grabs you and he gives you just the worst shellacking of your life and drops you to a single HP. But yeah, nothing really to worry about, HP-wise. He ain't shit, as they say. I'm not sure who they are, but they say it apparently. Alright, we got some more Egders, and we've got fish people as well. Alright, so there's no perfect angle there, unfortunately. I would love to have the freebie. Oh, that's... They're not doing much to be worried about here. Oh, that thing is left with 4 HP. Are you kidding me? Come on, Chrono, counterattack it. The counterattack mechanic, by the way, you can return damage against a surprising amount of things. Like, sometimes when a boss counts down, you can return damage against the countdown. You can counterattack just literally nothing sometimes, and that's... I find that to be incredibly funny. And also kind of broken, but, you know, who cares? Alright, so I could have sworn there were some items in here that are of reasonable value. We may not have explored the whole sewer properly, because... yeah, we kind of get the boss at a bit of an interstice here. The Thunderblade, that's what I was looking for. So we don't really get the Bolt Sword until after we fight the boss here, which is a shame, because it would be great to have that little extra bit of damage. It's not a ton, and despite the name and the description, it does not do electric damage. Or light damage, I suppose. It's just a generic weapon, but you know what? An upgrade is an upgrade, and that's an extra 2k gold that we didn't have before, by virtue of being able to sell that silver sword. And by that, I mean we would have had that eventually anyway, but, you know, we have it now. Well, now-ish, once we can sell it. Unfortunately, there's not much to buy right now, but later on there will be. Let's try a flamethrower like that. Yeah, so unfortunately that egg did not properly get completely boiled, but, you know, decent damage. You enjoy the egg ooze name, huh? It's very, it's a description, I suppose. You ever just have an egg that's full of ooze? Well, I mean, I guess any sort of egg that... Oh, they're partially liquid, so that counts, right? Shut up. Okay, so let's have a look here in the Keeper's Dome. There's not a whole lot going on here, but we got some sad music. Huh. Anything to say here? Okay, the computer is broke. I almost said both broken and busted at the same time. Amazing. What's this weird blue thing, huh? Let's see what program code you will install in me next. So I guess it's some kind of organic robot. A little better than before somehow. Well, I don't know what your thing does, buddy, so okay. And yeah, here's another one of those sealed doors. Neither of these computers are gonna work. Alright. What do you have for us, old man? Shala. What the hell are you talking about, dude? An old family member? Departed granddaughter? Mustn't go to Death Peak. Wouldn't make it very far anyway. It has to be the right time. And it has to be them or the way is You see my masterpieces, the Ocean Palace and the Blackbird? Sir, are you okay? Maybe the isolation has just gotten to him. You know, I don't blame him. We've had as you've probably been very aware, the last few years, it's been a little bit hard to, like, do things safely because of this whole pandemic issue. And with vaccination, vaccine distribution being a little bit questionable. Not to mention a lot of people just fucking not taking them. So I definitely think that that's taken a bit of a toll on any sort of mental health I have. Then again, I don't really have hobbies anymore either, so, like, maybe I'm stretching things a little bit. I don't play Magic anymore, and I probably would have quit even without the pandemic anyway because of the reason why I quit being related to some terrible shit going on with the company, but I digress. So let's see what's up with this Death Peak issue here that is, causing such consternation. Yeah, if we don't run, we can't move forward because of the strong wind. We're going to go back in there real quick, even though we get pushed off, because there's a strength capsule. I believe it's a strength capsule that we can pick up just for free here. Yeah. And eventually those drugs are going to come in handy when I remember to distribute them. But for now, let's not go into here. Let's go back into the sewers in order to get out. And as you can see, because the bridge is actually out, here this time, we can take the short way. And we can get out of here fairly quickly. Oh, perfect damage on that one. Exactly equal to the max HP. That is what I like to see. Or what I don't dislike to see at the very least. And up and out we go. And we go back over to our stone and we go and heal. It's like traveling the overworld in FF7, except the graphics don't look god-awful. Yeah, I mean, the PS1 graphics have definitely aged a lot less good than have graphics from the SNES era. But of course, that's also that sprite graphics in 16-bit were perfectly fine. Polygonal graphics in 32-bit were still very embryonic. And in fact, a lot of the artists weren't necessarily sure how to adapt to the limitations of the format either. Hey, take a look at this jet bike. Or weird car thing. Let's get in. We got a key. Uh-oh. Somebody forgot to shut off the car alarm. Oh. It's taken long enough, you know, that fight's a fake out even before the music fades out. Hold it right there. Oh, this guy. Everybody loves him. Bro. It's Johnny, the man! You lowlifes can call me Johnny. I'm the leader of this pack. Now listen up. The ruined highway up ahead's the only road you've got. You want to reach the other side? Then you're gonna have to ride. In a race against me, that is. We could walk across, but let's get a tutorial on how to race, because I actually don't remember how it works. Yeah, it's on auto, so there's only one speed. Fast. Yep. Control pad to steer up and down. B button for a turbo boost. We get 3 of them. The B icon in the bottom right corner show you how many you've got left, as you'd probably guess. Can't use another until the gauge above the icon's refills, so yeah, it's got a cooldown. Alright, well, let's do this. So it's not really necessary to beat Johnny, I don't think. But we're gonna try to do it anyway with strategic application of our very limited turbo boosts. You can see if we use that, we just sort of go ahead for a second or so. It's pretty much the only time that you really want to bother using a turbo is right at the very end, and that was a little early, but we still won. Not exactly a hard thing once you know how it operates. And you get a little bit more Mode 7. And Johnny is all dejected. Oh, I kind of feel bad. There's actually a sprite in the game's files for Johnny as an enemy. Or like enemy data or something. So I think they intended for you to fight him at some point, but maybe it's just like in order to make the animations work better or something. Oh god, this is not a fight I want to be taking, but we're going to take it anyway, because there is a whole area that we can explore here. As if I haven't made that clear yet. Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that either he was a scrapped battle, or there was just a battle using the same sprite, I guess. I mean, he is a robot. He could be mass-produced, even in that color scheme, which, you know, why wouldn't you want your Johnny to look like that, I guess? But, yeah. Just... there are a fair amount of weird, unused things in this game, and that's just one of the ones I know offhand. I think having, like, a Johnny boss fight would be pretty cool. Or, you know, mid-boss, I guess, really, because we're only just sort of hanging out in the middle of the chapter here. Oh, I should probably have attacked the other one. Well... yeah, see, now the other target is the better one, and we're just gonna mash A, I guess. We're gonna play this game badly. Strategizing in an RPG, what the fuck is that? Actually, I kind of think that that's a way that a lot of people seriously look at a lot of RPGs. Like, I think a lot of people do not perceive that there's, like, actual thought involved in a lot of them. And to be fair, that's because a lot of them are not very well designed around that kind of thing. Like, I will give praise to the Shin Megami Tensei series outside of the PS2 era and going forward Persona games. For the fact that they actually are games where strategizing is the best way to deal with things, instead of, like, just make number bigger. Like, you know, not to sound like one of those people, although I'm probably going to anyway. I think that SMT3 legitimately, I'll talk about that thing in a second. You know, I think that that's legitimately a game that involves a little bit of challenge and forethought. in a way that, like, it's well designed for an RPG. The Persona games, however, I'll be honest with you, the last time I played Persona 4, which admittedly was some time ago, I didn't have any challenge except with one bonus boss, and most of the time it was just like, oh, these fights are lasting forever. Which probably could have been sped up in some cases by, you know, doing certain strings of actions, but if that's the only real benefit out of strategizing, that's kind of meh. The race recorder, by the way, lets us, you know, record our high scores when we race. It's something I haven't really bothered with ever before, because honestly, the racing minigame in this is kind of underdeveloped. It's just sort of there. It's a thing to add a little bit of spice to a minor key segment of the game, but I'm certainly not going to complain about its presence. It doesn't make the game worse. It just isn't necessarily the most enriching thing. Aside from the existence of Johnny, which, you know, we've already been over that. Jason David Frank is officially retired from Power Rangers stuff. Interesting. Right, so yeah, there was nothing else there. I just was double checking because it's been a minute since I've played this, so I didn't remember if there was a second screen to the actual dungeon bit. Oh boy. That's not so good. But also, it's always really weird when people mention Power Rangers in this day and age, at least to me, just because I associate it so strongly with the 90s in general, that it seems bizarre to imagine a world in which new Power Rangers material is being created outside of that time period. But I guess it's definitely been a thing that's been going for a while, and there was that movie a couple years ago too, right? But I remember that they had, like, this sort of live stage performance type of thing back in the 90s. And they had one that near where I lived, that they put on this performance, which I don't remember for the life of me what this thing was called. It might have just been called, like, Power Rangers Live or something. But it was performed at the Rosemont Horizon, which is now known as the Allstate Arena. And for those of you who are unaware, that is like a basketball venue. Or possibly for a hockey, it might be another thing. If they, you know, when they have ice on it or something. And I distinctly remember my parents having to take me out of it early because the loud sounds were absolutely, you know, playing hell on my senses as a small child who was diagnosed later with autism spectrum disorder. Who would have guessed? And yet nowadays I listen to so much heavy metal, it seems a little strange to be like, oh, you used to be bothered by loud noises? Well, I still am. It's just that specific ones don't anymore, I guess. But yeah, I was very young at the time. I can't have been more than like 6. I also kind of remember they had like these colorful flashlights that they distributed. Like, it had like a color changing bulb, or maybe it was just a bulb that was not white, which was really strange for a flashlight to me. Of course, nowadays, I look at an LED flashlight and I look at, an incandescent flashlight from back then, and I feel like calling the color of that light white is a bit of a stretch. But that, I digress. That's just I have no idea why that came to mind, but here we are. Yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, like, just the loudest speakers. I had a very bad track record with having to leave action movies early because I was kind of into Batman as a kid. You know, I mean, who wasn't, right? Batman was a big fucking deal in the late 90s, early 2000s. And yeah, I couldn't sit through a lot of those films in the theater because the speakers were so loud, and it's just like absolutely not good for you on many levels. Well, see, that's got to replace the rabbit enemy, right? Otherwise what? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Well, here's Johnny, no longer depressed. Good for him. Well, good. That's also the toughest that particular enemy that the sprite is of will ever be. Gonna do a Beamos. Oh, God. A Beamos in one of those games. Oh, boy. Speaking of oh, boy, we got these going here. John Prine's record label, Oh Boy Records. Wait. Okay, so that wasn't a counterattack. I guess they only do the laser counter if there's rats around, so I didn't make that association last time. But now I see they're using a taser attack on us instead of lasers. That's a little weird. That's only one letter different, I guess. Gotta get back to tasering that gnome. That's a Homestar Runner thing that's been trapped in my brain forever. Oh, Bubs, you tasered a gnome in an advertisement. A little extravagant, but oh, it didn't quite kill anything. Well, never mind. That was just a little bit extravagant then. Sit here mashing out, and come on. Let me get to an Enertron. I think I can see it up there. Yep. Everybody get in the repair pod. Oh, hey, look, it's a robot. A robot. Well, you see, it's a robot. It's an anime cutscene. I forgot that this one was here. It's a humanoid robot. You can fix it, huh? Well, you see, that's why you wait to power it on until it's been restrained in some manner. Gotta override the programming first. With using a wrench. Oh, I think that's sort of related to Luca's past, but we're not gonna find out just yet. The door's stuck, huh? It happens. Oh, I think the apple juice will just fuck it up. Oh. Yes, you might recognize part of this music a little bit. And for those of you who don't, here's a hint. Yes, indeed, this music is rather infamous for the fact that it resembles Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. A little bit. I think it's slightly overstated, but, you know, I don't think anybody is really asserting that it's the exact same track, but also, I find it funny. Anyway, yes, that is why I made a joke about that in the stream title, because, yeah. Beep, boop, I am a robot. I run on American jobs. I take jobs from American vampires. I will not feel pity or remorse or comfortable in this costume. And all the other lines that Soldier says. Rest in peace, Rick May. It's been quite a bit, but rest in peace, Rick May, nevertheless. Incapable of offensive speech, huh? Well, I'm sure if we let him try. Isn't that right, Merle? Absolutely hate it, Luca. This is like the worst comedy routine ever. Refer to my serial number. Well, if you look at this UPC symbol, Luca, being a big fucking nerd, actually likes that. Give him a better name. Let's just call him Robo. We're gonna stick with the stock names. Because, yeah. So, Robo is probably one of the most powerful characters in the game if you do a little bit of setup work. Also, I like his little beeping sounds whenever he says things. They're kind of cute. We have no idea what happened here. I see. As Robo just politely knocks on the door a couple of times. Oh, no, he's just checking to see if the power is shut off. But what about those two blinky things over on the sides? The vector to the north contains an emergency power generator for this dome. Excellent. The generator will produce power for only a short time. So we're going to open the door as soon as the power is restored to the dome. Marl or I can stay. We are going to actually... We're going to leave behind Luke. We're going to leave behind Marl. I almost said we're going to leave behind Luca. Luca gets a piece of equipment here that is a little bit better than what Marl can get. And so we're going to end up wanting to use that much sooner. We'll just use items to account for our lack of healer. I can feel the entire world cringing at the idea of spending consumables, but I mean, look at our gold. And we've got, what, 38 potions. I mean, 18 ethers, that makes me feel a little bad. But we've got shit to spare. I think we'll be okay. I'm probably going to eat my words pretty soon. But let's take a look at Robo. And you will see that by comparison to anybody else in the party, well, first of all, he's a little bit lacking in speed. But second of all, he's also a little bit low on magic. And we're going to want to do something to change that at some point. Because Robo, not unlike Frog, kind of has like a red mage spell set. He's got a lot of damaging moves. He can attack using 3 elements of magic at various, once you get far enough into leveling him. And he has healing moves that can affect the entire party. So if we give Robo a little bit of speed and we feed him some magic capsules once we get those, he is going to be absolutely fucking monstrous. Also, we're going to try out his Guardian Bangle for a speed belt, because his defense is already... He is built like a tank, as it is. So, like, he can afford to take a tiny hit on defense in exchange for some much better speed, so that way he can do more stuff. And we have no gear to give him, unfortunately, but... I mean, what he's got to start with is pretty good. He's got better armor than our entire team, so... You know, can't argue with that. Oh yeah, let's take a look at his technique list real quick. Alright, Robo, what do you got? You've got Rocket Punch and you've got Cure Beam. So this is a big reason why it doesn't really matter if we let Marl sit this one out, because he's got a heal spell already, and he's got a damaging move. He also gets Laser Spin pretty soon, which hits everything. Doesn't care about position whatsoever. Like I said, Robo is kind of busted, honestly. And also, this is very unique because this is one of the few shadow element moves in the entire game. Ooh, spicy, spicy. It's also the first one that we're going to get for a very long time. So, if we're going to run into a lot of enemies that are weak to shadow, that's going to be absolutely our best choice. I mean, that or a gun and that damn 4th Chaos Emerald, I suppose. Alright, Robo, can you fix these moving sidewalks? Because it looks like we're not getting through otherwise. See, I think that's supposed to look like he's leaning back and typing on the keyboard a little bit, because, I mean, Robo is definitely kind of a potbelly from his build. But it just kind of looks like he's doing like a gorilla thump kind of thing. And that was a really bad idea, because that kind of hurts. Wow, who would have known that beating the shit out of yourself hurts? Right? Ow. Anyway, this acid enemy, we can see this thing is pretty sturdy, so physical attacks, well, Luca did some good damage there. But she also landed a crit. Let's see how a Wind Slash does on it. I'm going to assume that that's going to be a little better. Yeah, 16 damage. That's a one-shot. So, another instance of us wanting to do magic. I think that thing is going to be weak to... it's going to be resistant to fire, rather. However, we can actually look at this info. Oh, you can see there's a whole section here that we haven't gotten to. I think that's just other early enemies. There isn't, like, anything that I've skipped over somehow, so... Yeah, that's mostly... The order on this can be a little bit crusty. A little bit funky, a little bit hard to understand. Alright, acid. You can see that this thing can do a stand-up like that, like the shadow enemies. And yeah, defense 255, magic defense 99. It is very specifically weak to light. However, it is not immune to fire, so Flamethrower might still do some work. And it has a combo counter with an Alkali enemy, but we haven't seen that yet, so that's nothing to worry about. For the moment, until we run into it. Don't concern yourself with it. We probably will never see it. Alright, so we got the Deverminators here. And we can hit 2 of them in one go. Nice. Not quite enough for a kill, but... Oh, I was not paying attention to who was doing the actions there. Whoops. Luca, I told you to shoot that thing. Come on. Aw, nice crit, Chrono. Good work, Chief. Okay, we still need one more tech point to learn laser spin, I think. Okay, so we got some stuff going on here. There's like a hidden path that we can go in here, right? There we go. That's not the one I was thinking of, but we get a free mid-ether. That's nice. If our TP runs low enough, that is a handy thing to have on hand. I suppose, where else would you have a handy thing, right? Oh. Excuse me. What do we got? Bandit's bow. Okay, so that's some more damage for Marl, who is not in the party right now, but all considered, compared to what we get for Luca here, that's not as big of a deal. Can we get at that item? I think we'd have to go to the other side of the upstairs room over there, which was... We're gonna take the elevator. You can see, by the way, that the elevator platform doesn't really exist. It's just the tile drawing and undrawing. Which looks a little bit silly. And there's a save point. Well, that's not what I was looking for, but let's fight these things real quick. Move those two. Oh, man. That alkali got erased. Being an acid-style enemy, despite being an alkaline, it shoots bubbles of green liquid. And we got the laser spin and supersonic roll. Or was that supersonic? That was supersonic spin, pardon me. I'm thinking of a different move. It uses the name roll in it. Like rocket roll or something like that. Yeah, supersonic spin. This is going to be Cyclone and... Oh, it's going to be we counterattack that enemy out of existence. Hell yeah. That Rage Band is such a good item. Alright, can we go 2 for 2? Yeah! Well, I guess if they're going to keep eating away at Chrono's HP, we may as well just eliminate them as soon as possible. Anyway, this time, things will be different. Let's take a look at Supersonic Spin, because we're probably never going to see it again. But that nice blinking disc of death, and it did 0 damage. That's unfortunate. I don't know if that is, like, an element. It's not immune to any elements, though, right? We saw that. Unless that data isn't added until we try using the moves on it, which would be kind of the suck. But yeah, we're probably never going to do that again. Not just because it failed on that enemy, but just, again, because we're probably not going to find a ton of use for it. It's already using a move that hits everything. Also, yeah, you can see it. Cure Beam does a lot of work. Alright, so let's get a load of laser spin here real quick. I think the color is a little different on that one compared to what you usually get out of things. Okay, yeah, so we really need to exploit the weakness in order to deal decent magic damage to those things, even now. That's a pain, but we'll deal with it. What do we got over here? The titanium vest. That's gonna go on Chrono, like, immediately. And a hammer arm. Hey, it's got 100 power, 90% accuracy, and when it hits, you get slower. Wait, no, that's a Pokemon joke. Again. Alright. Commence hacking, Robo. And that turns off all the lasers. Defense lasers deactivated. And Rutro Raggy, here comes the Asshole Brigade. Can we line up a nice shot here of hitting a couple of dudes at once? Yes. Everybody gaining a level. Heck yeah. Good day. A day indeed. Alright, so I think we go down here. Yes. So I believe at this point we are actually able to skip the rest of the dungeon if we know the password, which I do. But I'm not going to. I just want to pick up Luca's plasma gun. Now this is a handy bit of equipment. They inflict stop on robots. And unlike when enemies use status effects on you, this one actually has a chance to be quite powerful indeed. Okay. Zabi door lock system operational. Please enter passcode. So a spoiler alert. The password is XABY. Which is basically go from the top button, go all the way around the outside of the pad of face buttons. You know, XABY. It would sound like you're saying Zabi, which is the name of the locking system. So, not hard, but again, we're not going to skip over this entire dungeon. There's still some more stuff we can do here. But I just wanted to get our stun gun on the go, because being able to paralyze enemies seems pretty helpful. Alright, so that goes back to there. Let's just go back up. And we're going back over to the conveyor belt chamber here. Conveyor belt chamber. It's like a Donkey Kong level or something. I could probably shorten this fight significantly by using laser spin, but as you can tell, Robo's MP is already a little bit low. And that is the big weakness of the guy, is that his early spells are expensive as fuck. And again, not a whole lot of MP growth, and his magic stat could definitely do with being a little bit beefier. Pull the lever, and we leave the floor and go down to the next floor. What do you want from me? So we want to dodge these incoming version 3.0s. Again, called Proto 3s in the original SNES version here. And also the PS1 version. In order to get at this ether. And I don't remember if there's anything else we need to pick up. There is another little stair spot there. If we touch them, we get pulled into an area where we have to fight a couple of consecutive battles. And then we come out. Are we able to deal with the crane from there? I don't remember. You'll see what I'm talking about in a sec. Aw, Robo got put to sleep. That's unfortunate. That bug stole his batteries! Somehow. I would assume that Robo is not battery powered. He looks like he's like coal powered or something, honestly. Not exactly the highest tech dude we've ever seen in World of Robots. And we get a mid potion. We got a couple of doors here. We've got an oil drum blocking this area. Let's see if we can figure out the way around here. A couple of chests, mid-ether, 400 gold, and another key panel for Robo to slap indiscriminately. Or it can just tell us some information, my bad. Pattern 00 is XA, and pattern 01 is BB for our crane controls. That is how we will be moving our barrels out of the way. Yes, indeed, it's just giving us the answers right now. Also, yeah, the version 2.0 had 128 HP. This one has 256. I like the way they set some of these numbers up for them. Like, we got the Site 16, Site 32. They're both powers of 2. And this one, the upgraded version, has literally double the hit points. And indeed, 128 and 256 are also powers of 2, so that would be amounts of RAM and stuff that you might have on a machine around this period. I don't remember what PC RAM was like back in 1995, so bear with me if I'm wrong. Got a shelter, got an ether. Alright, so we passed these bots, and here we are. To activate the crane, wait for the tone and white flash, and then press any two of the buttons labeled with the letters A, B, X, or Y, one after the next. To activate the first access code, and that will move the frontal oil drum here. That crane claw really does look like a robot in and of itself. Like, unsurprisingly, I suppose. XA, and that moves the other oil drum. But deep down, I'm just looking at that thing like, that is a graphic from, like, Front Mission or something that was not used. I haven't played the SNES Front Mission game, though, so I can't actually say a whole lot about that. Except that I believe that's another Squaresoft game, so a bit of a departure from their usual fare because it is that much of a percentage, you know, futuristic stuff. As we've kind of alluded to, you know, Squaresoft is no stranger to having sci-fi sections in a lot of their RPGs, but that is one that is basically at 100%, right? Oh, okay, they're gonna give us 2 fights in a row. Wow. I forgot about that. Let's move these chuckleheads real quick. Well, real quick might be a bit of a stretch, but we're trying, damn it. Trying somebody's patience, surely. Wait a second. Alright. So with that done, we go down here, and we go over to this little locked room here. Pop the chest open, get a thing we don't need. And we find another control panel. Zaby Ultra High Security Door Lock System, code XABY. Excuse me. As we said before, it's like you sound Zaby out loud and you spell it out with the letters available to you on the front of your controller. It's like the futuristic equivalent of a master lock, honestly. we actually land a hit on both of them? Yes. Perfect. And Chrono with the unnecessary crit, as it should be. Carry us home, my friend. So this is the point where we are going to use a shelter and save. And we're gonna go all the way down. Now that we have the solution to the dungeon, we go over here, and we hit it. And it asks us for the code. Door is open. And here we go. We pull the lever, and the security system goes apeshit, but we turn on the power at the other building. The way this is animated is really amusing. The security system has gone haywire. We must escape immediately. Oh no. Time for a Metroid sequence. I mean, oh, go to that door to wait for us. And there's Robo holding the door open. Managing to avoid getting crushed in the door. As he just gets spewed out at high speeds. He does a weird pose at us, and it's time to go and get out of here. With the alarm playing, and the panic music, and the blue robos. Here they are, the pallet swap boys. It's good to see you again. The woman just punches him right in the mush. Wow. You are defective. Wow, rude. And they hit Robo's inferiority complex. He's not even from around here, jeez. Wow. Oh, and they just all start beating the ever-living crap out of him. We can run and try to rescue them, but Robo just sits there and takes it and doesn't want us to hurt them, and also every time we run up to them, we get knocked back like this. Which is just fantastic. As they just charge at him like a football team. Like a football team. As Robo continues to protest. And then they chuck him in the garbage chute after they've beaten the crap out of him for like a minute straight. Imagine getting curb stomped by like 6 blue clones of yourself. That would be kind of messed up. No, I think the intruders will eliminate you. Luca, you are not good at reading this line. Alright, so we got the R series, and this is a fight that can be a little bit rough because there's so many of these dudes, and they like to counterattack if you hit multiple of them at once, I think. But I think that's a chance we're willing to take. I probably should have targeted the back row there, but as long as we get a bunch of work going. Look at him just running in place like a bunch of clowns. Oh, damn it. That actually kind of screws things up for us in terms of being able to to quick kill whole groups here, but maybe we'll get more good counters on the front row here. Wait, don't counter that. Okay, you can counter that. Yeah! Oh, I think we're gonna beat this entire fight without seeing their bigger attack. Which these dudes have an attack when there's two of them on the field where they will just chuck one of your party members back and forth between each other. And I'm pretty sure they throw them at your other party member as the last gasp of the attack. Also, that one just sort of looked like it was using self-destruct, but I think that's supposed to be area bomb, which is like one of the last moves that Robo gets. So that's kind of nasty. Well, it's a good thing you were able to rescue him at the very least. We can try. That sometimes is all you need, is to just make an effort. They wouldn't kill off a party member that came immediately, would they? As Robo is now struggling with the idea of having free will, something that is a little unusual for a robot. No one has ever asked me that before, Luca. Alright, well, let's see what happens after we apply all the duct tape. Let's see. Luca, you even mentioned before that robots only act the way they're programmed to, so you should understand that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to be a thing. Sorry about the bump. I'm sure it's fine. Should have worn the anti-static wristband, I'm telling you, Luca. Those things are good. I think. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Ah, Robo wants to come with us. Cool. As everybody's doing the pose. Oh, that thing kind of freaked out a little bit, didn't it? That seems a little not great. Where the hell are we? This doesn't look right. Oh, and somebody's snoring up a storm over here. Heal ourselves. Yeah, what's the deal, old man? This is the end of time. Travelers lost in time's flow turn up here, much like driftwood on a beach. When four or more entities of varying origins enter a temporal rift together, the torsion exerted on time's flow pushes them to the point of least resistance. Here. So basically, this is going to be sort of our time travel hub from here on. This is the place that we're going to go to a lot in order to go places. Yeah, I mean, there's a light post, but that's about it. You could ever wish to visit, aka of like not actually. Alright, well, unfortunately, after I talked up Robo so much, he's gonna get benched. Because this next chapter, he is not useful, like, at all. The game is just like, hey, here's the best character in the game. Now he's not going to do anything for you for a while. Do so via the main menu whenever you wish. I believe we can hit the square button, i.e. the Y button, in order to call up that dialogue as well. And the Pillars of Light, they are all basically just gates, as we've sort of alluded to. It's the A button. Where the gate connected to that bucket. That is a gate to the Day of Lavos, i.e. we just skip straight to the final boss if we go there. If we do that, we're pretty much gonna get insta-killed. And this pillar, you have nothing to say about that yet, right? Yeah, so we have to go look over here, and he's gonna go, hey! Go have a look past the door behind me. Alright, what do you got, buddy? Oh, hey, look, it's a fuzzy creature like the one that we saw playing the piano earlier.
What are you looking at?
It's Specchio, the Master of War. This guy is gonna be pretty cool. Let's just say he looks strong. I mean, this thing would probably, you know, steal my sandwiches from me. Look depends on how strong you are. Oh, I get it. If we said that he looked weak, he would have been... It would have been like an I'm rubber, you're glue type of thing. It's a kingdom where magic flourished. Everyone there could use it. People abused their powers and ended up destroying the place. After that, there wasn't anyone left who could use magic. Well, except fiends, of course. Inner strength, the power of the heart. And yeah, he's going to give us a bit of an intro to magic. Chrono gets light magic. Marl gets water magic. And Luca gets fire magic, as you probably guessed already. Starting with the door, circle clockwise around. Room. 3 times say I want to use magic over and over in your head. Alright, so we're going to start from over here, actually, because this is a little bit janky at times. As you can tell, this room is not at a perfect 45-degree angle. That should be 1 time around. 2. And 3. We're going to do it a little more just to be sure. Hey, dude. Is that good enough? Yes, indeed. Thankfully, we don't have to do that when we want to teach anybody else magic. As you probably guessed, Robo doesn't get magic because he's a robot. He doesn't really have a heart in the sense to have strength in. Frog will get water magic. There will be another character who won't have magic because she predates the existence of magic. And then there's Magus, who will get dark magic, which also will include some other magic of every element, but who doesn't have to come over here to actually learn it. Alright. Let's see what we've got. And in a sense, this is another clue to the fact that Frog is, well, not a fiend, because it's stated that only fiends can use magic. You know, it's sort of alluding to the idea that he's a regular dude who was turned into a frog for some reason. That reason not really being explained at this point. But yeah, Specchio, this is a fight that can do some serious damage to you, because his magic is quite potent. Except against Marl. So we're going to want to watch our HP, and probably mostly just have Luca using fire to deal damage. It is not necessary to win this fight, but it does give you a little bonus if you do. So, why not give it a shot, right? Oh, that did a fucking ton to her. I guess elemental resistances are a thing that we have to worry about. And she's dead. Cool. You're kind of a dick, Specchio. Not for nothing, dude. Ouch. Alright, so we should have enough time to get in a lightning strike and then have her be able to have Aura Whirl be able to happen. Don't die from that Chrono. Ah, he's fine. Cutting it a little close, as we said, but we're doing okay. Unfortunately, dark magic doesn't summon anything. That's probably a little complicated for this era of gaming. Okay, good job hanging on there, Luca. She didn't get killed by that fire spell. That's good. And we won, and it sounds like somebody gained another technique, too. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That was embarrassing. We got Specchio's special refresher set. We got 1 magic capsule and 5 ethers. Nice. So let's take a look at our tech menu here and see what's up. We need 160 tech points to get Cleave. This deals damage roughly equivalent to twice your physical attack. At 4 MP, that's a bit for something like that, but it's used for some dual techs, which are fairly potent. Marl gets another cure spell fairly soon, and by fairly soon I mean 150 TP. And Luca can get Napalm with 160 TP. To you? No, so there was just a learn ability sound for no good reason, huh? Oh, right, it must have been a double tech, my bad. Right, because they have a pretty good in here between these two. Antipode Bomb. Antipody? I think it's Antipode. I don't know offhand. That's a very rare word that is like something most people really only see in this game, I think. Sorry, just fixing the chair real quick. But yes, here's a neat thing. I did not know this until I actually played this game. And by this game, I mean this version of this game, rather. That this move does shadow damage. Which, again, fairly rare at this point in the game. Or really at all. But that does mean that you can continue to use this party and have access to all 4 elements quite easily. Unfortunately, at the part of the game where we will want that, we won't be able to, but I digress. What do you got, old man? Ah, you're talking about something in the distant past as well. That old man in 2300 AD also had something going on about the distant past. First pay a visit back to your own era. Yeah, that is a thing that we were discussing. So let's go ahead and save, now that we've got our magic. It's only 8 o'clock, we're not done yet, not by a wide margin. What about this weird pillar here? What do you got? Go to the Arena of the Ages beyond the flow of time. Yeah, this is a thing that we discussed earlier. We are going to continue to disregard this for the time being. We will probably come back to it, I don't know, starting like next stream or something. I don't know. It'll be a thing eventually, though. Alright, the middle pillar goes to Proto-Dome, 2300 AD. No reason to go there yet. This goes to Mystic Mountains, 65 million BC. Not a time that we need to go to at this juncture. However, we can go to Medina Village, 1000 AD, according to the old man's suggestions, and let us make our way in that general direction and see what's going on in funky cold Medina Village. Well, we got trapped inside of somebody's armoire, that's for sure. You folks came out of my wardrobe, didn't you? They say something about coming out of the closet in the original version, I believe. But, you know, terrible joke that would have been a little bit more questionable nowadays. Or even, by nowadays, I mean when this came out, and especially nowadays. Medina is a village of fiends founded by our ancestors when they lost their war against humankind 400 years ago. Most of the townsfolk still have a grudge against humans, so be careful. There's an odd old human who lives near a cave in the mountains to the west. He may be able to help you out. Yeah, what's the deal with you dudes? You're just kind of, you know, you don't care anymore, basically, right? Alright, so we'll investigate the town in a minute. It's got that creepy cathedral music going. Let's see what this blue pyramid has to offer us. Well, it's got a free chest. It's a mid-ether, that's nice. And it's just a glowing blue pyramid. Huh. Well, that's weird. Don't see that every day. Let's go back to Medina Village, and what do you got going on in the Elder's house, huh? Oh, we got a couple more imps. What's up? Ozzy the 8th, huh? His ancestral fame. Yeah, these guys are a little tired out here. Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather fought against the humans. We'll have to be on the lookout for an Ozzy much further back when we're dealing with Magus, I see. Or rather, the Fiend Lord. Was he specifically name-checked as Magus to this point? I've forgotten. Fearsome beast lives in the cave on the mountain to the west. Only magic can harm it. That is a very important thing for us to know. I like how everybody specifically mentions that he's Ozzy the 8th. Like, it seems a little bit awkward, but I don't know. Let's take a look at this glowing thing in the square. Oh, that's a creepy-ass noise. Zelda 2. Establishing a lot of lore names for OOT. Hey, look, it's the monster types that we saw in the cathedral. If Lavos can be reawakened, huh? So, Magus here is looking to awaken Lavos, huh? And yeah, there we go. There's a name drop of Magus. Gotcha. But yeah, this is not the plot point that we have to go to. It's elsewhere. Which is kind of strange, because it would fit here perfectly fine. Let's have a look at the market. I have a feeling that we're not going to be super welcome here. What are you going to do about it, buddy? Nice mace. Let's plead with them and annoy them. It's alright, this dude, he's got 218 HP. We've seen this guy before. Let's give him what for. Let's teach him to miss attacks around me. And we just straight up murder him. I'd be surprised if this dude was going to sell anything to us after this. That seems a little bit nasty. Monsters? I think that's you. Alright, what do we got? Oh boy, these prices are brutal. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, they are not too pleased with us being humans, and so they're gonna charge us exorbitant prices for things. And they have got this quite powerful sword, which was translated to the Zanmato here, but I don't remember what it originally was called, like Rune Sword or something like that. And this is kind of like the T-Rex's bat, or I think it was the T-Rex's bat in Earthbound, which you can get in Winters. In that, sure, you could piss around and you could grind up for money to be able to afford this, and it would carry you through a good chunk of the game to grab it early, but it is so not worth it. And we got these radiant helms, luminous robes for Marl and Luca. The armor is pretty stout, though. That is actually like really good armor. The upside to all of this is that they will purchase our items back for an amount of money that is normal. So they're not going to dick us on that. At least there's that going for us. But yeah, you know, even after we thrashed his ass, he's still not going to charge us regular he's not going to charge us regular prices. He's going to rip us off, which, you know, it seems like a dangerous biz. We absolutely were not tired out by that fight, and this dude is an enemy from 3 chapters ago with 49 HP. We could kick his ass again if we wanted to. If the game would let us. And in the inn, we've got a similar situation going on here. We can plead with these dudes. And I mean, oh yeah, what are these chumps gonna do that we've fought like 3+ hours ago by now, and we can probably one-shot? Well, okay, the guard is a little bit tougher. The hench, the underling, as it were. Because he's got some real physical resistance to him, but nothing else here can stand up to a single hit. Alright, see, we've cleared out the area. What are you going to charge us? 200 gil, which is, you know, that is significantly less of a ripoff than the items were, proportionally speaking, but still not a price worth paying. We're just going to stick it out without, and we're going to go check out Melchior's cabin real quick. Hey, Melchior, I remember that dude. What are you up to, old man? Oh, you'll give us a special price. Well, hopefully it's not the kind of special price that we're getting in fucking Medina, I'll tell you that. Well, you know. Crimson Blade, that'll give us some extra magic. Very nice. I accept heartily. And you've got some titanium vests. We will take 2 of those, and let's gear up. Shame about no better helmets, but, you know, we'll take what we can for the time being. Yeah, fair point, dude. Unfortunately, have you seen how, like, any part of the world is operating at this point? Nobody's gonna heed that. Well, let's go ahead and let's take a dive into the Hecarim Cave. Mountain out west. And we've got some dudes immediately who are upset at us for being humans. If we do damage to these guys, yeah, we can hurt them decently. Again, these are just the same dudes from the beginning of the game, so I guess at the very least they're warming us up a little bit by giving us some resilient enemies, but still not something we have to use magic on just yet. But very soon we are going to see enemies where their defense is going to be too damn high for us to do anything but use magic. And their HP stats are going to be actually fairly sturdy, so we will see that in this fight, where we've got a gin bottle and we've got cave stalkers. Now, if we try to attack this gin bottle, we're not going to get very far. Yeah, see, we're only doing 5 damage. And mashing out this fight would be very annoying in that case. So let's show off our double tech as we usually do. And it's going to hit both of these dudes. And for pretty good damage at that. Not a bad choice of move whatsoever. Let's do a quick Aura Whirl and then burn this jar down. I almost called it a pot. That's not quite accurate. I mean, jar, pot. There's only so much difference between them. Excellent. All right. Down the stairs we go. Yeah, we can't take that stream of water anywhere. We get these two Rhino Weevils fading in. They had a sillier name in the original. I think they were called Temporites. Yeah, 88 HP, so fairly not solid. We should not have to take more than one turn for these dudes, no matter what. Chest, mid-ether. I will accept that. That's a good thing to have around here. Ooh, this enemy layout kind of sucks. Unfortunately, you've probably noticed that Laser Spin doesn't really do good damage against anything that resists med. That is, pardon me, that requires magic to take down. Alright. More mana recovery items. Again, perfectly fine things to be picking up. I appreciate those quite a bit. Alright, here come the roly-polies, which is what they were called in the original English versions. But here they are called boundillos. I guess because they're more rubbery versions of the usual roundillo enemies. Yeah, 24 is... That actually halfway killed it. That's pretty decent damage for something that resists physical. I'm kind of impressed with that. I wouldn't want to fight them physically, but still. Not half bad. Potion gold. What do we got? Bats. 2 bats. 3 bats. 2 bats are close together. And they're splitting off fairly noticeably. Yeah, see, these fights don't really have a whole lot to them. Especially once you understand the basic gimmick of the area. Like, oh yeah, everything needs magic to be killed. Okay. Alright, this is not where I thought it was. I thought we were at the end of the dungeon already somehow. And I was gonna be like, wow. I missed a bunch of shit, didn't I? I'm curious if this will do anything of note. The answer is probably going to be no. Oh, actually, okay. So I guess Wind Slash is actually like a useful move here, and Flamethrower should probably be pretty solid, too. I guess those actually do count as real magic. I thought it was just like, oh, hey, they have elemental damage, and it was going to be an issue like Laser Spin. But no, that's a pretty good way to budget your MP nicely. Right, over this way, and we've got a bit of water flowing down here to push us around the map. Meanwhile, let's... Okay, so this is where we need to go. So there's a chest that I missed, I think. I believe that to be part of why you want to explore here. That you can find an item. Or not, maybe? I could just be deeply wrong. Anyway. You get a save point, and it's very deep into a dungeon, so you know what that means. You want to use it. Heal up. Save up. And let's go in here and go fight the boss, Ekron. This is who the cave is named after and whose bones we wanted so often in the previous game, in the later game of the series. He's got, I think, 2200 HP. Let's see how this fella likes our dual tech. I'm going to hazard a guess that it's going to be like a 10th, the health meter. That's pretty decent. So here he is in a counter stance. So at this point, we just want to wait. Although I suppose I'll have Marl heal. That might be a reasonably intelligent move. Yes. You know what? We use Fire, Luca. Just to make sure that we don't end up wasting your turn forever, because while we're going to do a lot of double tech with these two for this fight, because it's doing pretty good damage. Although I suppose that it's probably not going to be any more efficient than using the other. Well, 300, that's pretty good. That makes me feel quite positively about this as a strategy. Ouch! That, however, does not. Yeah, and 71 to Marl, too. That's not exactly ideal numbers. But this is why you tend to want to not try to queue too many attacks, because of this dude's counter stance, by the way. Oh, he's pissed. Alright. Let's do an Aura Whirl, and you know what? Let's show off the counter stance let's show off the counter real quick. Because it's a spell we're gonna get later, and it's gonna fucking hurt. Water 2! Ouch! Yeah, do not attack into that counter stance. However, thankfully, Hekron is still easy enough of a fight, despite having some pretty heavy-hitting attacks, that I feel fine showing that off. Again, gives us something to do, doesn't it? Plus, I feel like most of the time when you get people playing, they're gonna know to not do that, and especially in the, you know, with the text it says, "Hey, go ahead, try an attack, see what it gets you." In the original, it just says, "Go ahead, try an attack," which, you know, is marginally more ambiguous, but most people would know, hey, don't attack while he's in that pose. So I just had to show it off anyway. Yeah, and this guy is the one who drops the plot point on us about Magus bringing forth Lavos 400 years ago. And that's the thing that gives us the hint to go back to 600 AD to go find this Magus dude and kick his ass. Because, as far as we are concerned, Magus created Lavos. And I think the text is a little bit more ambiguous in the original about what Hecarim says. And it's much more clearly a big assumption being made by the party in that version. Because it turns out that, yeah, Magus did not create Lavos. The game doesn't end that soon. Anyway, this is about the time of the game that we should be able to go and find Tabin here in Luca's house. Oh, hey, here he is, coming in to check on his wife. Blim, walk out. Take a look up here. Yeah, he's hanging out down there. Is there anything going on in here? No, this is just Luca's room. This area is not blocked off like I thought it was. Nothing of real note to look here. Chrono is a gentleman. He won't steal from his friend. What do you got for us, Tabin? He's hanging out here. Obtained Tabin's vest. This is a pretty nice piece of equipment. It is by no means Luca's ultimate armor the way he suggests, but it is pretty strong. It gives us a little extra defense, but more importantly, it gives us +2 speed, which brings her to parity with Marl, and it gives her some fire resistance, which is pretty nice. That's a hidden stat in the original version. It doesn't tell you about that. But in this one, well, you find out quite easily. I think we can just go rest in Chrono's bed, possibly. To heal up. Yeah. Take a nap. Excuse me. Wow. I'm a pig, sorry. We can take a rest and not have to pay 10 gil to the innkeeper. We don't need to save just yet, because we're going to go through an area with 0 danger whatsoever. And by that I mean we go to Lean Square, see that Melchior has left the fair, gone back home. We go all the way back up to the telepods. Amazing, they haven't put this shit away. But we can go into the gate and go to 600 AD, or rather we're going to be going to the end of time, which is going to be a shortcut there too. So we go ahead and we go cross to the new one, to Truce Canyon, 600 AD. As we get let out, we get some ambient noises in our background here for a music track. And we got some dudes being carried by birds. This is a little different from what we remember, possibly. However, they're pretty frail and only 54 HP. Nothing to worry about. We can take care of these pretty easily. And Luca's doing some pretty decent damage with crits. I gotta give it to her. She's coming along nicely in terms of stats. However, there is going to be a point when we're probably not going to use her. Sincere apologies to the very large percentage of Luca fans out there, but there are many better characters. I don't know offhand. I don't remember one. Oh, that was quite an attack that dude did. This split you sold me is making me choke! Wait. Alright, you got anything in the shop, Chief? I got a feeling that there's nothing here for us. Looky-loos, yeah. You're just carrying bronze equipment. And you've got consumable items. I mean, I guess those are of some value, but eh. Why don't we ask around with the townsfolk and see what's up? Oh, that doesn't sound good. The hero, huh? We don't have to worry about anything. Well, that makes things quite easy. If we just sit around on our thumbs, everything will work itself out right. Hey, you. Oh man, the king was injured? That's not great. Well, I guess the bell sort of rings in an age of peace, but, you know. Ah, yes, the hero. Well, it'll be interesting to hear about that. Well, everyone thinks that this hero will save everyone's bacon. We'll find out about that sooner rather than later. Hey, barman, do you have anything to say about this particular situation? I can't talk to this dude. Well, never mind then. I can talk to the innkeeper, but she's just going to do the usual dialogue of, you know, making sure that do we want to stay or what. And I think or what is a good question. Not much going on in the cathedral, so there's no real reason to drop by over there, but it sounds like there's some hootenanny going on at the bridge, so let's talk to the good folks here. You're out of food, huh? Well, that's a bit of a problem. And supply lines, well, I mean, where is your supply coming from? From the castle, right? At the very least, that shouldn't be too bad, I guess, to get supplies in, but meh. Alright, what's up, Goldman? Provisions are depleted. I see. There's something holding things up at the castle. Well, buddy, we'll see what we can do. But first, I'm going to drop by the market and I'm going to grab some more shelters, because I admit that I keep looking at that number like, that makes me have a little bit of consternation about using them. So let's grab 20. That should be plenty. For a little bit, anyway. I mean, sure, that's a hell of a lot more expensive than an inn, but we can use it wherever we are on the road, so it's a much better choice. And of course, we can still get a freebie from the bush. If we wanted to just grind these out, that would probably not be a terrible idea. Oh well. Too late. Yeah, it's just us. Alright, so I heard the king got stabbed. What do you got for us, Chancellor? Left to meet the king. Well, recuperating in bed. Gotcha. Well, let's go investigate the royal family real quick and see what is the deal. How many holes have been poked in the king? How many bicycle tire patch kits are we going to have to get for the guy? Cyrus, huh? Onto the southern continent. So now we're at a bit of an impasse then. If this hero is so important and we can't get there because he's on the other end of the world, which is currently blockaded, we're gonna have to do something to get through somehow. And we'll check that out after we're done investigating everybody in the castle. There's absolutely nobody in Queen Lene's room. I was not 100% sure if that was the case, but I see it is. Okay. Right side is the... is this the kitchen? Yeah, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna check up on all this and see if everything is going okay. Yeah, y'all must be absolutely just worked horribly solid. Worked solid, pardon me. Hacked solid here. Oh, he's getting chewed out, because, I mean, he's about to... He's bordering on being about to abandon the entirety of the national security here just because he dislikes his brother. What a champ that Master of Kitchens is. Oh, is he gonna tell us not to bother? Sir, you need some backup. Oh, no, he's coming through in the clutch. He's got some spiced jerky for the troops. A choice, I guess, but you know what? It is well preserved, isn't it? And he gave us a strength capsule, too. For all their squabbling, I think they really do care about each other. Let's go check the left side real quick. And then let's go and deal with the bridge. It looks like we can't rest down here anymore, so that's unfortunate. There are too many men who have been too badly injured. To the point that we got a bunch of dudes just laying on the floor. You know what? I'll take a nap on the floor to gain that 16 HP back. It's fine. It's a strategy, I swear. I used to be able to fall asleep on a hard floor. Nowadays, not so much. I miss being able to get any sleep basically at all. Jeez. Hey, give me that shelter. Nowadays, my brain doesn't always work. And it keeps me up at night. What a jerk it is. Anyway. That's enough of that. Let's go to the Xenon Bridge. Don't worry, I brought a little bit, folks. Okay, yeah, so we can't go through yet. A couple of dudes have passed out, probably from hunger. Alright, Goldman. Check out this spiced jerky we got. Alright, share it around. We're going in to do some work, folks. I'll get in there and break some faces, dude. We can do this if we work as a team. And by work as a team, I mean if you get the fuck out of my way! Oh hey, it's Ozzy. One of Lord Magus's 3 generals. To his enemies, I grant death. Go, my children, take them to their graves. Alright, so we got a couple of boners here. Shadow damage is not going to be a good choice. But these guys are very resistant to physical attacks, so we want to use our magic. And Ozzy cannot be scanned for HP, But he's just sort of there to be a background element in the fights. I don't even think he really attacks. We kill all the dudes. We threaten him a little, and he goes, Ozzy's in a pickle, and he pisses off down to the next fight. And he brings in a couple more skellies. Oh no, things are not even remotely heating up at all, because honestly... This is just Hecarim Cave Part 2. Actually, I should probably have saved before this, because the next boss is one that can be a little tricky. Get the fuck out of here, Ozzy.
Drat and double drat.
There's nothing left. Suplex him off the bridge real quick. Or the cliffside, rather. Oh. Oh no, they're forming a larger skeleton with one eye and wings. Go, Zombor! The most questionable Pokemon ever. Alright, so Zombor has some things going on in terms of what parts are weak to what. If I recall correctly, the bottom half is just like super resistant to it's just absorb magic? Is it shadow that it absorbs? Okay, the top half absorbs light. Thankfully that didn't do much of anything in that department. I'm pretty sure both halves of it only have like 800 HP anyway, so it's not a ton to worry about. But Zombor can still hit pretty hard. Alright, so light and ice for the top and fire for the legs is going to be what we want to do here, I think. Oh no, it's light and fire for the legs. Ice for the top. Okay. Hey, I'll take a free hit. Ouch! I gotta monitor my HP a little better. Yeah, as you can guess, failing to pay attention to your HP is a good way to get your ass kicked here. And I was definitely forgetting just completely. Oh wow, Marl is just... her HP is just dropping so close to the line so often. If this dude could stop doing, like, AoE moves and targeting her, that would be great. Ouch. Well, his legs are gone. So he is indeed down to just an upper part here. The upper part, at the very least, is weak to Shadow, but that would give Chrono, like, nothing to do. Well, I guess physical damage seems to be okay on it. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen that attack animation, so seeing the spikes come out of the ribcage is pretty strange. Alright, so that should be the kind of damage... that should give us some good damage, right? Like 350 or something at this point. 314. And it used MP Buster, so it is dead. That is an on-death counter. I don't think that can be stopped by killing him with a counterattack. Even though, like, infinite counter chains are obviously a thing that the game does not want to do. Or avoids doing. Easily be a doctor. He has no medical oh, right, you meant. Da-da-da-da-da-da. What's going on at the market here in Dorino, I believe is this town's name. What do we got? We've got mid potions for sale now, so we're stepping up a little bit in terms of our quality of consumables. Let's grab 10 of those. And no gear to speak of. That's a shame. These folks aren't very creative, just calling him the hero and that. I think you'll be fine. It's locked. The little shiny bit there. Yeah, one of you... Oh, there we go. Yeah, that guy wants the Naga Bromide, which... You know, what a strange thing to... Like we said before, it's sort of implied to be naughty pictures. And in exchange for that pornography, we get a magic capsule. Which, you know what? For having made sure that we did a random thing earlier in the game, that's pretty nice. A magic capsule is not something I will complain about. The rainbow shell. Talking to Toma the Explorer here. I was gonna say legendary explorer, he's more like a legendary drinker. What do you got, Mr. Elder? With the rainbow shell, we could make prismatic armor to guard against magic. Interesting. That's something that will come up much later. Ancient sword, the Masamune can slay the Fiend Lord. Only the chosen hero of legend can wield the blade. The Masamune, huh? In this very European-style kingdom. It was originally called the Grand Leon in the Japanese version, but it was translated as the Masamune for some reason. And that's just kind of stuck forever. How's Bull in Sidorino's village? Yeah. Let's just put it that way. It's much easier to explain than the truth. Ozzy, Flea, and Slash. There's a joke in the SNES script, which I think that person calls them tone deaf or something. Because, of course, they're named after Ozzy, Flea, and Slash. You know, Ozzy Osbourne, the lead singer of Black Sabbath. Slash, originally birth name Saul Hudson, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses, and later of Velvet Revolver. Although, that wasn't a thing when this game was out. And Flea, whose birth name I don't know offhand, the bassist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. No drummer in that band for some reason. That's a little bit of an issue. Nobody can get into Magus' castle, huh? Have y'all considered ballistas? Or, like, trebuchets? Big fucking catapults. What's the nun got to say to us? Oh, I wouldn't go that far. We still exist 400 years in the future. No, I haven't met the hero already. Yeah? Great swordsmith of long ago once forged a masterwork blade called the something or other Mooney. No one alive today has the skill to make a sword to rival it, so we may have to go into the distant past to deal with that, huh? What's going on over here? Did you know whirlwind energy will dissipate when it's hit by a wind slash? Yeah, so this is something that was translated a little weirdly in the original, and I seem to remember it being kind of confusing for that reason, but it has been a while since I played the original. I could be wrong. Mary Masamune sleeps deep within the Denadoro Mountains. They say a terrible beast rests there as well, guarding the boat. Interesting. We could have our hands full pretty soon. Oh, I understand how you feel, sir, but if you survive, your liver is gonna be pissed at you. Look down south in the village of Poor. Gotcha. What do you got, Toma? 30 gold. Inflation is hitting everybody, huh? But by all means, let's get you absolutely crunk, Mr. Toma. An odd beast has taken up residence deep in the southern wood. Strange as it may sound, they say it's a monstrous frog. Huh. Hey, we know a frog. Sure, what do you got for us? Denadoro Mountains to the east are filled with monsters called Ogans that wield huge hammers. Burn their weapons and they're pussycats. So they turn into cats after you... That's weird. What about you? You're the last person. I don't think that's gonna pan out too well. 50 gil for this inn. You know what? We'll take it. You have to cross the bridge in order to get a better deal, and that's a long bridge. I don't want to do it. Let's go down south and find out what's going on down south. Oh, what's this strange manor in the middle here? Fiona's Villa. What do you got, Fiona? Well, you've got a mid-ether and you've got a mid-ether. That sounds like something we'll have to deal with later. Possibly after we beat up on Magus. Right, nobody in the Poor Inn. It's a pretty underwhelming inn. You might even call it mediocre. Oh no, Poor, sorry. Ugh, did I mute that properly? Ow. That was one hell of a sneeze. You sound like somebody who needs a bit of practice. This dude have some armor for us. He's got some Porium Berets. Grab 2 of those for the girls. And golden suits. Yeah, I feel like this is a poor idea, but you know what? Poor idea, even. Let's take them, and let's get us some extra defense. What's our consumables look like? Same shit, different day. Fair enough. Yeah, we're already going to bench the Tavern Vest. I mean, it was good for the 5 minutes we had it, but time has unfortunately come for it to go in the can. The can being we can't sell it, but you know what? If it gunks up our inventory slightly, that's probably fine. It's a keepsake. What's going on in the tavern? Anything? Oh, hey, Toma's here again. Strange monster, mumbling about Queen Lean and Masamune. Ugly frogman. Y'all putting 2 and 2 together here? Shouldn't be too hard. Boy from this very village, huh? I have not heard the latest, sir. Have you anything to say to us, bartender? No. But you. Ata, okay, so it's starting to sound like maybe he's a little bit on the fake side of things. The Magic Cave. I have not heard of a Magic Cave yet. A sheer rock wall there, part like a castle gate. and a host of fiends strolled in. Huh. Now that is something that we're going to have to investigate at some point. Yeah. He doesn't even charge us. Amazing. Track down the rainbow shell that the Dorino Elder hired you to find. It's on a small island. You just don't know where. The money he fronted you, probably because you drank it all, right, dude? You drank all of the money because you are an alcoholic. What you got, sir? Doesn't understand why his kid... Because your kid would always eat his Wheaties, right? That's the thing. Surely. Hey, old fella. Ah, you're the grandfather of the hero. That's from your side of the family, huh? Uh-huh, sure. I'm sure that this kid really is a hero. What else is up over here? Here's the town elder's house. Oh, well, that's quick. Spice jerky. Unfortunately, we used the one that we had. Oh, well, that's generous of you, friend. Place known as the Magic Cave lies east of the Denadoro Mountains. We've heard stories about that place already, my dude. Ah, so we'll be able to find this legendary hero if we go to the Denadoro Mountains. Well, we're gonna go and find out about this frog first and see what our old friend has to say about this shit. Pop open some chests. We got some monsters here. These guys are fairly annoying. I find that they're a little bit rough to kill at this point. Not like it's a fight that'll, you know, end your life or anything. Just that it's fairly, you know, a little more time-consuming than you'd like. You got a magic scarf, and oh, hey, yep, that's Frog, all right. What's up, dude? Yeah, unfortunately, the king has not had a great time. Now he's blocking that chest from letting us deal with it. But he doesn't want to talk to us, does he? Dude, you're better than that little squirt kid who's not going to be of any real plot importance in 10 seconds. Oh wait, you don't know that yet. Oops. Yeah, so we've got fangtooths and edible frogs. That should probably give you an idea as to what's going to go on here. If we beat the crap out of this snake, it will just kill these frogs. And yeah, they'll die, and it'll drain all their HP. I think they're not immune... immune is a strong word. I think they're fairly weak to physical attacks. So we could just let them do our dirty work for us. Yeah, 210 HP is a bit of a step up from a lot of things we've faced up to this point. Not counting the Omicrons, pardon me. Omicrons? Whatever their names are. I want to say these dudes can also, like, steal your HP somehow. Also, we really overdid it with injuring them. How much HP do these frogs have? 150, right. We should have been able to hash that out from earlier when other enemies were killing them. Okay, maybe these dudes are nowhere near as irritating as I thought. Does that do good damage? No, it doesn't. Only 15. That's nothing to worry about. Oh, dang it. I'd like to cancel this action because I think we're not going to... Yeah, we're not going to kill both of them. That was a big waste of our tech points. That was a big waste of mana there. And hell, it doesn't even kill a single one of them. That's very unfortunate. Alright, dodge the snakes. We don't want to deal with that. Well, let's go ahead and throw a couple of coins at this dude. Yeah, 20 gil. That's not that much. And take a nap. And out we go. Let's go ahead and let us make our way over to... double check over here real quick. Yeah, there's nothing there. I just was curious. Let's make our way to the Denadoro Mountains. However, we are going to begin embarking on that journey next time. So, see you all on Friday with that.